Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing well. I'd like to read something to you. Some of you probably know this about lithium batteries and electric cars and whatnot, but I'd like to tell you some things that are not true. Um, why electric cars are not all that green and the dangers if you aren't aware of it. I'll give you the statistics on it. What is the green energy lie? It's a big lie. Okay. A bat a battery in an electric car, let's say an average Tesla, is made out of 25 pounds of lithium, 60 pounds of nickel, 44 pounds of manganese, 30 pounds of cobalt, 200 pounds of copper, 400 pounds of aluminum, steel, and plastic, 1,000 pounds of material. And that has to be mined and processed into a battery that stores electricity generated only by gas, oil, gas, coal, or water. That's the truth about the lie of the green energy. And the point is, um, the batteries can't be disposed anywhere, and they're lethal to our earth. And that's some facts that people have to face when looking at these endeavors. It's just like a vegan will say, well, you're hurting the planet and you're hurting the animals. I farmed before. I raised a baby deer that had its ears cut off in the combine. And for all these vegan endeavors, the millet and different soy beans and corn and different things that are going to be grown to put into these vegan things when, say, for instance, cattle are out there walking around naturally eating grass that is on the planet already there. And then if they finish them off with, say, grain fed finish, if it's not just grass fed, there is no difference in the harm to the planet. The biggest difference would be is not raping the land by farming it, yet letting the cattle graze and then moving them over to one pasture. When you're done with that, they close it off, let it regenerate, and all the manure from the cows had fertilized that. When you grow millet and corn and soybeans and these type of things, the earth does not get replenished by itself at all. It just doesn't. There's no amount of fertilizer that you can put on. Say if you've had a crop of potatoes, those potatoes and the vines are dug out of that field, taken away. The same with corn. And corn is really lethal to um, any farmer's field, and they will not plant corn typically in the same field that they planted it in the year before. They'll grow soybeans in that field the following year to replenish it and maybe even leave it like a cover crop or make a like a spring wheat or rye crop that will keep the dirt intact. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to everything that we're facing on this planet. But an electric car with their lithium batteries, and the lithium is lethal, it never goes away. There is no safe place to dispose or store that poison on our planet, period. Stanley Meyer, or Mayer, Meyer, I he's dead now, but he had made a water powered car. There were hippies back in 1969 that traveled in a van all the way from California to what they call the farm in Virginia, I believe, um, all powered by wood and water. Um, there's other alternatives that they aren't implementing that could be used because it's all about money for them. It has nothing to do with green energy. And the same with these wind farms that and solar panels, all these things that have been a giant fail. The average person here in the United States, people have gotten solar panels. They're supposed to be able to keep the electricity that the excess they've made and make money off of that when in all reality electricity is ongoing energy. It can never be entirely it's not used, it's recycled. And look into what I'm talking about, it's the truth. The lies that have been perpetuated just to get the money from you. The same with buying oil from another country when it's totally replenishable. And once again, I worked out in the oil field area. My ex worked for the oil field, so did one of my sons on the rigs. And I knew seismographers and oil field people that own their own rigs and that type of thing. So, what I'm talking about and telling you, like the Williston Basin oil field is so large. Um, there's so much oil down there that gets replenished. It's like in Minnesota, excuse me, we have oil down below our water table that has been developed from all the swamps and the peat. In those swamps, the peat moss turns into oil. It's not dinosaurs, it's vegetation that created that, and we don't have a shortage of that on our planet, you know. So, I mean, there's just a few things I want to bring to your attention. If you feel like arguing, this isn't the place. I have too much information and data to back it up and proof and firsthand knowledge, so you wouldn't be coming against somebody you could even contend with. So this, for somebody that tried to troll me, again yesterday, you're in the wrong place, little girl. Step up your game. First key to stepping up your game is knowing when to be quiet and learn something. Get your ego out of the way, care about other people, use your heart instead of your big mouth, and we'll be getting along a little bit better. So, and I mean that with all my heart. I care about you, but if you're going to act like that, you're going to get what you give. At least on my channel, you are. So, okay, I am going to be back. I wanted to make that aware. Oh, and I'll just throw another article. It was a meme that I had read that I'll bring to people's attention. Uh, do you really believe a bunch of Freemasons are on a space station flying around a spinning ball at 17,500 miles per hour? It's all smoke and mirrors made using Hollywood special effects, green screens, and um, harnesses. The truth is, nobody has or ever will go to space because it doesn't exist. NASA budget for this year estimated to be in the region of $20 billion. That's over 54,000 $100,000 a day. Chris Hatfield, Scott Kelly, and Dim Picky, I think is how you pronounce it, have made a fortune from being a bunch of lying twats, and I don't know how they live with themselves. Once again, the stars were placed in the firmament. So I said, let's go explore Antarctica where they don't want us. That sounds more, what would I write? More feasible in a world they say we are short on space. We all know the real shortage on the planet is intellect. So I just thought I'd bring that to your attention too. And I've been watching a guy that's, um, if we look at this system as like more holographic, it feels like more of a empty feeling because things are tangible on that respect, believing that we have a future to look forward to after we're out of this body and in our forever bodies. I heard Bruce Seasall say it's he believes it's like you go back to being a baby again. I think that too. I really do. I think that we're more dead here and we will be born. That is, and it says, born again. That's when I think we're born again. So that's my thoughts on that. But it doesn't mean that the planets weren't placed in the firmament. It doesn't mean that those things aren't tangible or real. It just means that there are different planes of existence. And that's kind of things I'm thinking of today, and thought I'd share some of that with you. So especially on these green things and all the fake foods that are being pushed and why they're being pushed to try and corral everybody into cities. And for the person that thought my equipment might not be up to par, I've paid for my house 3 times over. We have, helping other people. We literally got a home equity loan and spent it on other people and other things to keep. Well, we paid for our land. We weren't out there buying cameras and clothes and new vehicles. I personally would get up at 4:30 in the morning and have to go out and put an electronic ignition in my vehicle because I was too tired from work to do it the night before to be able to get myself to work. So, if you want to talk about equipment and stuff, and what I'm doing isn't up to par for you, and your optics need to be um, uh, tantalized. This uh, I don't care. Okay, I'm not here for your visual effects. I'm here to tell the truth and help people make some sense out of this chaotic situation that we're all living in. So, and that's kind of too what I'm going to come back and talk about later. So, I will be back. I just wanted to talk some on this big green lie. Okay, everybody. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota. And Ms. Troll, I love you too. Just calm down or go make a video and I can talk on your channel. Make a video about me. I'll come over there and I'll converse with you on your channel. Just keep your stupid shit off mine. I mean, you're not going to bother me to the point where I think you'll sway anybody or anything because God will put in my life who belongs in it. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So, all right. See you all later. Thank you for joining me.